Let's party. Life's always a party. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, baby? Happy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day you're listening. Have a great day.
Paul's repping the little Philly throwback. Was that Tug McGraw?
That's the boy, man.
I was actually at the Phillies game, Citizens Bank Park, over the weekend.
You were, yes, you were.
And we were back to full capacity.
That's crazy. That's nice, man.
And
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
say something pretty mean about homeless people to start the show, and I'm kind of going to regret this. But the subway is actually like, it's truly another dimension.
Yeah?
Like, that is just, there's a whole nother planet down there in the subway. And as I was walking down the hall, my shoes were a little squeaky, and I was just walking in piss. So that was the event of the subway.
Okay.
But it was good to be back at Citizens Bank Park. We tailgated. I threw a video up on our Instagram.
Yes, you
We were
did.
shotgunning with the neighbors. 38,000 people in Citizens Bank Park.
That's crazy.
They had a game before that. There was 11,000. So that's how
Okay.
it gives you a little perception of how many people were there.
How'd you feel? Like you felt okay?
I felt, it just felt like everything was back. There was like no masks. There was just no in between seats at the game. Like I literally sat next to a stranger. It was weird. It just felt weird to be back.
I'm more scared about just sitting next to a stranger for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, he got his cheesesteak all over me.
Yeah,
I think if he had COVID, I would have had cheesesteak meat on me that had COVID, but I think I'm surviving. So we're back in honor of being back. Before we hop on the show,
Oh, absolutely.
we got a scuba beer, Paul.
Oh, we haven't scuba'd. The problem with scuba sometimes, we just got to get the canned ones. But it's the bottle thing. It's like I don't always buy bottles. So if if you want to scuba, go to our bio or check out Scuba Beer, and you can get 10% off with our code Life's Party.
Is scuba like a noun, a verb? Like you want to scuba?
Yeah.
We just scuba'd like that. Yeah. It's just a scuba.
I scubaed.
So what is this? 15% off? You said?
I think it's 10% off Scuba Beer. Use
We
code
gotta get
Life's
15%.
Party.
I'm just kidding. Here we go. We're back. We're back on TikTok. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers, baby.
I dripped all down my shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you yelling at me? Okay, I'm gonna burp away from the mic. Dude, I got wet stuff on my shirt. Wet stuff. It's actually beer. Come
Enjoy
on,
the
guy.
show. That's what we're doing today.
So we're going one drink to another drink, Paul.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody at home what you picked up, because the people who are watching YouTube can see in the front, but the people in Spotify can't.
No.
Dude, my stomach made like a weird noise.
I think the mics picked that up.
Like,
Welcome to Life's a Party. We're burping into mics. We're just enjoying beer, enjoying our good time
We're
here.
authentic. We're authentic podcast.
We are starting to show off. Second thing, we're doing Coors Seltzers. This is the orange cream pop seltzer from Coors. I'm not a huge Coors guy.
Are you a big creamsicle guy?
No, not really either. I feel like
so
you are.
I
though.
like Coors. What? I'm not a creamsicle guy.
Why
Why are you declaring me a creamsicle guy?
You look like a creamsicle
Is
guy.
that like a fat joke?
That's not a fat joke.
You look like a creamsicle guy. What? I actually hate creamsicles. I do like Coors Light, but I was about to say that you're a psychopath if you go to Mr. Softy or you go get ice cream on the beach if you get a creamsicle. You
Why?
got to get the chipwich, you got to get the drumstick or just the cookies and cream with the wooden spoon. You don't get a creamsicle.
People like creamsicles.
Yeah,
And
apparently I do.
We're gonna test these out. I've actually got feedback from 2 people talking about how much they like the crack. So
I thought you were going to say how much the people like the creamsicles.
oh, already smells great. It just smells like orange.
It does smell like Orange Crush.
No, but I already smell ice cream too. That's crazy. If you can get
Ice
ice cream,
cream?
that's a creamsicle, man. It's
No,
orange.
that's sherbet. Oh, dude, has sherbet fallen off like the cliff? When was the last time you've seen someone eat sherbet? Exactly.
Yeah, I have it. That's like frozen yogurt. I feel like no one eats frozen yogurt anymore.
Is what is that? Yoga Shack?
Yogo Shack. That they were popping out those things like
They were. There was more Yoga Shacks than Walmarts and Wawas.
there really was, and then they all shut down. It was like Blockbuster.
Did they really shut
Yeah,
down?
dude, they're nowhere anymore. But we're gonna try these Coors Seltzers Orange Cream Pop.
90 calories.
Okay, we're gonna let you know what we think.
That's pretty low on the calorie scale. Paul's going first. Well, I'm a big creamsicle guy, says Paul.
I have a gut feeling. You want me to go first?
This isn't my style.
This is amazing.
This isn't my style.
This tastes like ice cream.
This isn't my style, but it's really good.
It tastes like ice cream. This is phenomenal. Holy crap. This is so good. So this is Your
This
orange
is so good, dude.
cream pop,
This is shocking.
hard seltzer. So I'm curious to see, like, would you drink this like at a night out? You said, hey, I'm gonna bring the cream pop seltzer.
I don't know. I feel like this is something you may have to drink in peace, like
Is this
by
like
yourself.
Okay, so this is your night watching a movie. I want, instead of popcorn or like a dessert, I'm gonna drink a little bit and have a cream pop.
A Coors cream pop. Dude, I'll tell you what, we're not really doing as much justice because
No.
it's not as cold.
I know.
Like
That's the
it
problem,
feels
too.
a little bit like room temperature. So if it was more like ice cold, where the mountains are blue, there you go, Coors Light. Well, these mountains are orange. But if it was colder, I feel like it would even be a better score.
I agree.
But it is very good, and it's not my speed. I'm not a creamsicle guy, even though Paul claims I am.
Well, you're a big water ice fan, so I think you're like an all dessert.
I'm not
person.
even a water ice fan.
Dude,
I'm an ice cream fan.
Okay, you get Lena's like every other day.
Okay, that's because I live close and I walk to the ice cream pole. I'm walking off the calories as I eat it.
Okay. That
All
makes
right, so
sense.
what do you rate it?
8-9. I think it's fire.
And that's like room temperature.
Yeah.
That's like not even cold.
We're gonna wait till these bad boys are cold.
These are good. 8.7 for me.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
another monster score. Definitely try these out. Paul's got an 8.9. Let me just give it one more sip to see if there's something I can drink on a night out. Let me just see.
I want to know: are these something where we can drink like at the beach? Like, is this like a beach thing, a pool thing? Or is this only your house, kind of like a dessert type of drink?
It feels like you're at your own house and you're like floating in your pool and you want to have a couple. This is a good drink to
Okay,
have. I
that's-
don't know. It's like we got to figure out where it belongs.
I think if you're sitting by the poolside, and you said, "Hey, it's a nice day. I'm chilling with a few people. I want to go for an orange cream pop." Boom! I think this is phenomenal. I think you would really enjoy this.
What's the alcohol percentage?
Coors
4.5%.
Light. Clap it up for Coors
That's
Light.
good. Good job.
I
Coors
don't.
Light.
I don't think I would ever do that to Coors Light. I'm surprised you got in the seltzer game. I mean, everyone else is getting in, so you might as well.
Before we move on, this is like a good example of they knew what worked and they stuck by that. So you don't see there's not 4 flavors in here.
No.
There's not 3 flavors. There's one fantastic flavor in a box. If you have something that's really good, you use that one product and put it in a case.
There you go. Good job, Coors.
Good job, Coors. All right, here we go. First block, let's get into the show. Transition from drinking the Scuba to drinking Coors to talking drinking.
Drinking segment, baby.
Drinking segment. So we're going to play a drinking game called This or That. So these are 8 drinking this or that. It's almost like Would You Rather.
Okay.
And we're going to go down and pick which one we think we would rather do.
Okay.
So, Paul, would you rather host a party or would you rather go attend a party, go to the event?
This is an easy answer for me. This is attend a party. Because when you attend a party, I don't have to worry about anything. It's like not my house. I can get as drunk as I want. I can figure out my way home usually, depending on where I am. But that could be a
That's the thing.
downside.
That could be the downside.
That's a downside for sure. But I like the idea of just not having any responsibility and being able to enjoy my night by going out to the place, drinking, and then going home.
I agree with you, though I feel like your answer could vary depending on the type of party.
Okay.
Like if it's a full-on banger, then obviously you want to go somewhere else.
Yes.
Because hosting the event, you can get people mad because, oh, he didn't invite me here to his house. That could be a problem. But then when you're not at your house, you can get smacked up a little bit more. But I like to argue that I had UFC fights at my house. And I do like when it's like 1 a.m, I don't have to find a ride home. I can literally just go into my house and go to bed.
Yeah.
It is a nice feeling. Like even this guy, he gets brought up every show. Shawnee Browning. he has bangers, but he also likes to have people over.
Yes.
Because when he gets smacked up a little too quick. But then he passes out on the couch. He doesn't have to worry about waking up and go and find a ride, or he's already at home, so he can just be there.
So here's the different thing, though. Here's like a rebuttal to that. The problem with having your own parties, you can't always go to sleep when you desire. So say you go out to the party, you have some fun. You don't feel the greatest anymore. You're like, oh, the party's dying or the party's going down. I want to leave. You want to leave. Go home. That's perfect. If you host the party, you can't do that. But here's the thing.
No, but you used to get mad about that when we had sleepovers. Like when we didn't drink, you would have a sleepover and you'd go to bed early, and then we would mess with you until you would wake up and you'd get pissed off.
Yeah, and it happened every time. But I would still continue to have sleepovers. So I mean, I guess we as we talk about our boy Sean, like Sean, I think is the craziest creature because he does that where he has a party and there's people there till his house at like 4 a.m. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they just go forever, and he'll pass out at 12:30 or 1 o'clock because he drinks way too quickly and he does whatever, and he'll fall asleep on his couch at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he'll wake up like he'll sleep through everything.
Literally.
But people won't leave his house till 4, and I just don't know how if many people could do that. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
I feel like I would feel like a lot of anxiety hosting a party. Like, oh, these guys are doing that. Don't break that. There's just a lot going on. When you're someone else, when you're somewhere else, you don't have as much responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what's the next one, Paul?
Next one is, do you prefer the after party or the pregame?
I think this one, I don't feel like we're at the stage where we've had like big ass after parties.
No, we haven't.
Like maybe down the road, if Life's a Party has some success and we have a great showing and do like a public event, then we'll have an after party. Then maybe our answers will change. But until that point, I feel like pre-games are what we grew up on, and what we live in right now is that pre-games are better than an after party because we don't frankly have much after parties.
Yeah, after parties I really only feel are like for big events, like weddings, or I've had an after party for my graduation where we had like a small graduation party, and then it was me and 3 people. It was like my girlfriend, my sister, and her, fiance. And,
Or if you like go to a game,
Yeah.
would you consider? Have you ever gone to a game in Philly and then gone to like Xfinity Live for an after party?
oh, that's a good one. Xfinity is great, but I know people who pregame there too, where like it's just a bar that you can go and whatever. But I think. For me, I would choose pregame. I think pregame is where everyone, sees each other for the first time. Most of the time, like your close friends, you're like, oh, we're going out tonight. We're going to have a good time. The energy's high. Everyone just starts drinking, so there's really no bad mojo or no one's too drunk yet, and I think it's just a good time.
And I do like to drink earlier. Like when
Yes.
you're pre-gaming earlier and then have the party, you can go to bed afterwards.
Yeah.
After parties, they go on till 4 a.m. I mean, if you're in Miami, it could be till 8 a.m. for an after party.
Ooh, yeah. Pump
Like
it up.
especially like these fight nights, they just had the TikTok versus the
yeah.
YouTube fight night, and then those fights didn't end till 10:30, 11. UFC doesn't end till 12:30. I saw the Nelk boys out with Nate Diaz after his fight, and that fight card didn't end till 12:30. So they were probably out after party till like 4 in the morning, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, they're
Built different. Maybe we'll eventually be built different.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next one. Would you rather party outside, Paul, like to Dage or Darty or what those people call nowadays?
Dage, Darty.
Or would you rather party inside, like maybe like a club,
Okay, that's a good
strip
one.
club, casino?
I love drinking outside. I just think it's a different vibe. Dages were the most fun I've ever had in college. They didn't happen often, so when they did, they were just like a lot more fun. If it wasn't too hot, it was like a good spring day or good fall day. Like nothing could go wrong. It was a good day. It was a dager.
Dager.
And like you can always drink inside. Like if it snows, you can drink inside. But you could have a snage too. But if it snows, you drink inside. If it's raining, you drink inside. If it's cold, you drink inside. So like, let's drink outside for a change. It's always
If you have COVID, you drink inside.
oh, absolutely.
All right, we're done using COVID. I'm done using COVID. But I do agree with you. I like to drink outside as well.
Yeah.
It's just positive. It's just more of positive vibes.
Positive vibes, man.
Next one.
Drinking games or card games. So like you're talking about like cup games, like flip cup or
Yeah,
beer
so
pong
like
or
yeah,
things
those
like
kind of games, or
Okay.
like card games. I guess you could say like
Kings.
Kings or Fuck the Dealer or Irish Poker.
Fuck you, pyramid.
Fuck you. There's a lot of fucks in there. But I'm more of I like to play the drinking game because the drinking game makes me feel like an athlete again. Like I feel like I have skill.
I feel like unfortunately it's that way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where they're going way too hard in these cup games because it's their only it's the only competition they're getting in their life.
Yeah,
at the
you
moment.
get exactly. Like once you're not an athlete anymore, you are now a drinking game, cup game athlete now.
Okay.
Like Pong's a big deal now.
Yeah.
And Flip Cup's a big deal now. I also heard the past weekend you got into a little altercation about a drinking game. Baseball you were playing?
Oh, was Dean talking about
He
something?
was. Oh, we're shouting him out now. He said you got a little heated during the competition because you did a beer Olympics?
We did a beer Olympics.
How'd that go?
It was really fun actually. I really enjoyed it. We this was 2 weekends ago. We had a really fun time. I think it was really well organized. Everyone had a lot of fun. I had a blast. But
What were the games?
We played baseball. We played relay, beer pong,
Those are the good ones.
and Civil War were like the 4 main ones we did.
Those are good ones, yeah.
So we did all of those. But the altercation was something with baseball.
Altercation.
Well, I don't like.
I heard there's a lot of people rooting against you in that, or like the ref, or you thought they had the ref on your side or something.
I don't know. There was a lot of things where
what
like.
it was.
So here's the thing. Like most of the games were happening, and I was being told to be the ref, right? And I would ref, and like people always they get so offensive, and like sometimes I do too. Like I get it, and everyone's drinking, energy's high, right? Where like I would be the ref, and everyone would get so pissed because they're like, "Oh, you're calling this or you're calling that," and then you're not going to this person.
Oh, you
It's
have
like,
favorites over there,
no,
Paul?
but here's the thing. Everyone thinks that. They're like, "Oh, like you called this and you didn't call that," and I'm like, dude, like I've called like 4 games now. I'm just like any ref, right?
Are you like Dick Bavetta of drinking games?
No, see,
Are you forcing the game 7?
Here's the thing, man. If people want to assume that, they can, and that's the problem. Where it's like if you only hear one side, it's like, dude, I don't really care who's in the game. I get a call, but people can have their opinions. But we were playing baseball, and I don't know what happened. It was something, I don't know if it was like elbows or some rule.
Oh, that's a big thing. Is like, oh, your elbows across the table.
Well, that was another thing. I was told to call elbows, and then there was like, it's the people who you're calling it against who get real angry. And then they're like, oh, why don't you call that person? Why don't you call that person? It's like, dude, like I called you. How about you how about you relax, man?
How about you back up, bro?
It's like,
if you're good at it, you would go shoot it from the rafters. How about that?
And that's the thing, man. Like that's the thing. So it's just, when you play drinking games, tensions are high. We played for money, so that's another thing.
That could bring another element. But drinking games are a great part of a party.
Absolutely.
Because it's a great way to binge drink. I mean, not to encourage binge drinking.
Yeah,
Are you more of a drinking game guy than a card guy?
Yeah, I don't like card games. I just don't think they're some fun. Like, I'd rather move around and have a good time.
I get kind of sleepy when I play card games.
Yeah,
Card games are good, like, if you're in Atlantic City or at pregame and, like, before you go out, you bring a deck of cards. Or the first time I had cards. I was playing card games the other day in a bar. And I was like, someone brought a deck of cards and we were playing cards on like our table. And I was like, I've never done this before.
That's
I don't
crazy.
even know if this is legal.
Yeah.
I mean, we might get arrested for this.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But when it's like more of like a mellow, where you don't have enough room, where you don't have cups or balls, or it's not that kind of environment, card games are a good way to kind of get going in the party.
Yeah, it's a different type of night for sure.
All right, this is a good one. So would you rather, Paul, keg stand or shotgun? Now be careful what you wish for, because we have a couple shotgun tool friends now in the social media world.
We do. I prefer shotgunning 120% of the time. Something that I always did in college was shotgun, like a lot. Like and
Like a lot.
and that's the thing. Like with college, specifically with being in a fraternity, there was always kegs around. Like now, if you're home and you're just drinking with friends, like it's rare that you see a keg.
Yeah, they're kind of going out of business.
You know what I mean? Like people, especially with COVID, as you said. Like I was curious to see how fraternities were dealing with that in general. Like if everyone was still cool with putting their mouths on the tap. But keg stands were something I never really enjoyed. I only did it like once or twice in college. I'd prefer to shotgun outside or shotgun with people like inside the house, or just chug beer there. Like I don't really like the idea of a keg stand.
I'm team keg stand.
Oh, what?
Dude, it's so awesome to do a keg stand.
Okay. It's okay. That's
Dude, one
like
of my favorite pictures of myself is just me doing a keg stand and like 2 guys holding my legs up in the back. But it's difficult.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to do it, because once you press the button, it's go time. Like there's no stopping. That thing is flowing.
Yeah.
It's like the first time you do it, it's gonna come out your nose. It's like you gotta lose your virginity to the keg stand. But like that's funny. Like back in the day, like you see these movies like Old School with Will Ferrell and stuff, and Vince Vaughn. Those were the guys right in it.
Yeah.
They were like, keg stand was, I guess, their shotgunning. I feel like it's almost like a generational thing where keg standing was the normal shotgun in today's world, or am I kind of got that mixed up?
No, I think you're right.
Did they shotgun back in the day?
They probably did. I think it's just
They
more
did cocaine. They did crack cocaine back in the day. They didn't even drink back then.
They were doing hard drugs back in the day. Where now I feel like, as you said, we have a sponsor that's a drinking tool that you can like shotgun pretty quick. We were using Drunk Engineers with the shotgun tool. Dizzy Bat was a company that reached out to us. They're drinking tools. Like everyone has their own new fun type of way to like drink and have fun and binge drink, where you can use those things a lot cheaper than how often do you see a keg? You know what I mean? So I think that's...
I'm bringing it back.
Okay.
I need the keg stand again. We'll have a Life's a Party, have a show, and we'll just line everybody up for keg stands. Well, I'm not bringing up COVID again.
Okay. The next one we have is, would you prefer to drink on a golf course or at the bowling alley?
Both great places. Both are phenomenal places to have a good time. It's tough for me. You go first.
I think it depends on how serious you are at each one.
Yes, that's where I'm going with it. I need you to go first. I had to defer. I won the coin toss, but I deferred to decide in the second half because when I play golf, I want to work on my game.
Okay.
And if I start drinking a little too much, then I throw my game out the window
Yes.
and I'm there to like get smacked up. So that's why I want you to go first.
I think it's the same with bowling too. I mean, there was a time where I really wanted to improve my bowling score. I'm no longer there. Do not care. But when I was like trying to improve, anything like alcohol, it's gonna mess you up. Or if you start doing bad, you're gonna blame it.
Yeah.
So,
Just like when you blamed it when I was beating you on the golf course.
but we tied though. But it was. I think.
Wait. I gotta tell this story.
Go.
So we were on a par 3. We were drinking golfing, me and Paul. And we get to this par 3. He tees up. I think you're down like 1 or something.
I was like down a stroke.
He was down a stroke. And then he hits the ball, but he like scuffs it and tops it over to the right. Complete shank. It goes into like the bushes. He blamed the shot that he couldn't see the flag pin.
Oh, here's the thing.
How did you not seeing the flag pin affect your shot where you hit a dribbler to the right?
If you don't see it like clearly,
What?
then you can't. I wasn't having a good
I understand if
swing.
maybe you hit the ball and you aim like 50 feet to the right because you couldn't see the flag pin. You hit a dribbler to the right.
If you can't see straight
What? That was
and the
worst.
ball's moving, like have you ever like?
But you blamed it on you couldn't see the flag pin, like
couldn't
the
see-
flag waving on the pin,
I'm saying
180 yards
I
away.
couldn't see straight. That's literally what I meant. I was like, I can't see fucking straight. and the ball, I shanked the ball a little
Yeah,
bit.
you couldn't see
Here-
something.
but here's the thing. That was the first ball I hit like a dud all day.
And you blamed it on the flag.
Because I was all the way through it was at the end. I was getting drunk, if not very drunk already. And I wasn't lying. Like I wouldn't have like whatever. But it's
But
it was-
playing golf drunk is fun though.
It is. No, it all depends on the vibe of the game. Like here's the thing.
I agree.
When you're playing with people who don't care about the score and like just want to play, then go out.
Best
Like,
case scenario.
Then go drink, like go have a good time. But the problem here is if you have friends, like, and this is what pisses
I know.
me off.
I know what you're gonna say.
But no, it's
You-
not.
you-
It's
I
not
know.
you.
Can I say what you're gonna say?
It's not
you.
you.
Said that you were good at golf and you were on the golf team, so that when you're drinking with the group and then you come down to our level because you're drunk, and then for some reason I or someone else beats you, then we would like brag about it. When in reality we were all on the same page.
But I mean, here's the thing though. Like I don't really care about like that. It's just more of the thing where the whole idea that every time I golf now, the goal is no longer like I can't have fun golf with people because their objective is to beat me. And the thing is, if I lose, then it's a huge problem. Like everyone's just like trying to
I'm
yell.
gonna start feeding you like airplane shots.
But that's the
Yo,
thing. Like
yo,
everyone's
ball,
like,
take this one.
everyone's like, oh man, well, this, that, and the other.
Ball's knocked out on the tee. I'm teeing off. I'm up 5. Let's go.
Well, that's kind of what happens now. So I no longer go golfing with everyone because one, they don't invite me anymore because they get pissed off and they don't think I can have fun. But the problem is every time they play with me, their objective is to then beat me. And then I've only had one of our friends. You probably beat me maybe like once or twice.
I don't even think I have.
Yeah, so like I don't even know. And then we have one friend that's we go back and forth because he's gotten really good, which is awesome. Like you want to play with people who are good.
So what's your answer? Bowling or golf?
I like to drink bowling because I don't have to care about playing good. Where like golf, it sucks because I can no longer golf and drink without everyone making it like a problem. You know what I mean?
I get that. Like if I
With
would,
our friends,
if I were better at golf, I feel like I would get frustrated if I sucked because I was drunk.
yeah, I mean if you're good at golf and
Like
you're
even
ever
if I'm
playing
out by
bad-
myself, like if I'm out by myself and I get smacked, that sounds like an alcoholic at that point.
Yeah.
I mean I'm just going out just hammering beers by myself on the course.
there you go.
But then if I start shanking balls, I'm like, oh, this isn't myself. Then I don't see how that can be fun even though you're drunk.
Agreed.
So I guess bowling's good. All right, what's the next one? Oh, this was a good one. So would you rather, Paul, tequila or Fireball?
I think back in the day I was more a Fireball guy, but as I'm getting older, I'm realizing tequila is just so much better.
Yeah, I agree with you because I feel like I was maybe too much of a bitch to try tequila.
I agree with
And
that.
then also with that comes that we've had really some horrible times while having Fireball.
Okay.
So at the same time, you're scarred for life in that Fireball flavor, and you always relate Fireball to those times.
Yeah.
So then like tequila is more like, oh, I haven't. Well, I guess tequila does the same thing.
Tequila, a lot.
Same. You're saying that you have those same times with tequila.
Yeah, there's some bad times with tequila.
Well, when you grow up to be our age, young men,
Yeah.
People really, like the older people, like I say, we're 24s or like 28-year-olds or 30-year-olds, they really shit on Fireball.
Yes.
It's like this whole known thing. If you go to the bar and order Fireball shots, it's like you don't really know your alcohol, or no one really respects your game.
Yeah. It's more of, the Fireball was like this idea of, cheap beer like Busch or with like Keystone, where we really liked drinking in high school, but we wouldn't drink that now. And I feel like that's a lot of people. It's the same thing. Like you would drink Fireball, but as you get older and you can afford tequila and nice tequila and like different types of drinks, you wouldn't drink Fireball anymore.
I want to try Casamigos on the show.
Dude.
So maybe one time, we talked about it on TikTok one time, we talked about it on the show. I do want to try Casamigos tequila because I have heard that's one of the best.
It's phenomenal.
You've had it
many times now.
All right, we got to have that for sure.
Okay, so the last one we have here for, what is this? Would you rather? This is like a this
It's
or
like
that?
this or that. Would
Okay.
you rather? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Would you rather gamble while drinking or play video games and board games while drinking?
I feel what?
That's interesting. I feel like you can't gamble without drinking. Like I feel like
Is
whatever-
that personally? You talking to me about that?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
I do like to like gamble on a game if I'm drinking, though I'm not like a poker guy. What a good game is gambling is left, right, center.
Yeah.
That's one of the great games. You get the 3 left, right, center dies. People call it LRC, dollar bill. That's a good way to gamble, though. I must say, like a board night, like that's a chill night with like relationships or like other couples. Having a board night and getting drunk that way is good. Beerio Kart's pretty good.
Yeah. So there's a game we like to call Beerio Kart.
I think a lot of people play that.
I explained it to some. I was at a graduation party last year, and they were like, "What's Beerio Kart?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a game that our friends made up. I think our friends made up. Where basically the idea is that you have to chug a full beer by the time while you play Mario Kart. So the idea is that you play a race, and everyone has a full beer." And basically, you can't finish, like when you start to finish, when you cross the finish line, you can't finish the race if your beer is not completed, right?
Yeah, you can't
Like
cross
empty.
the finish line unless your beer is empty, and you can't crack open your beer until the race starts.
Okay.
So there's like other techniques on how you can be good at Beerio Kart. I tend to do the technique that never works. Is like you just sit there and then once it hit go, you just put the controller down, chug the beer, and then race. That doesn't work because all these like experts out there, like one of our friends is an expert at Beerio Kart, and he like has the beer in his controller, and like as he's like playing, he'll slurp the drink while he's still like turning and drifting.
That's crazy.
I'm like, how are you doing? It's like, and like he memorizes the map and every turn and every time he has like a split second break, and that's when he'll drink. Like these Beerio Kart people out there do not mess around. So I do like to do that, even though I'm not that good. Monopoly is a good drinking game to do with like couples.
Yeah, Monopoly, any board games. Good couple stuff. This episode is sponsored by Manscaped. Father's Day, it's just right around the corner. And you probably need a gift for a hairy dad. Make your dad proud this year and get him and yourself the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. The Lawnmower 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Life'sAParty at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Life'sAParty. Don't forget that you came from your dad's balls. This year, show your original home some love with Manscaped. Your original home, Paul. Dad's balls.
Dad's balls, baby.
All right, what are we doing next?
Next one, fan favorite we have is hot takes, right?
That is a big fan favorite. We haven't done it in a while.
We haven't done hot takes in a while, but we're going to do a version of hot takes, but it's more like other people's hot takes, and then we're going to judge if we feel as though it's a good hot take or not, and like our thoughts on it. So we found this video online where, it's just these people on the street, and they're getting asked like a hot take, and they're like, hey, like, what's your hot take? And they're giving their example or their statement or whatever.
I like it because they're like they're asked on the spot.
That's
They're like,
cool.
give me a hot take. And they're like, it's like a 4-minute video, but it has 100 hot takes. So we took the best, what do we have? 12, I think we have? Or we have the best 11 of these people giving hot takes. And we're going to just talk about them. If we think they're hot takes, are we on their side? Are we against their side? So let's do it. What is the first one, Paul?
First one is Donald Duck is infinitely a better character than Mickey Mouse.
Is that pretty good?
That was great.
Does Donald Duck talk?
Yeah, of course he does.
So, like-
Pluto's the only one that doesn't talk.
What? That's like a conspiracy?
Yeah, I think I've told you that conspiracy.
What is it? So it's like...
So it's a Bo Burnham joke, but he talks about it, and I've thought about it before. Even like Bo said something, but this idea where like Mickey's a mouse, Minnie's a mouse, Donald's a duck, Pluto's a dog, and they all can talk, or not, or Goofy's a dog and they all can talk. It's like, but Pluto's a dog and he can't talk. Like,
That makes no sense.
Why is Goofy a dog and Pluto a dog, but only one of them can talk, and one is like a slave to Mickey Mouse?
Maybe Pluto's like deaf.
That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah, they said like he's deaf or stupid. Or
I was gonna say stupid, but another word, but I didn't want to be mean.
yeah, like that idea, and that basically like Mickey is using him as a dog.
I like this take.
Okay.
I think Mickey Mouse is really overrated.
Yeah, I mean he's the icon of Disney, so
I mean, like, what does he do that's cool? His voice is just high pitched. He's really not that like cool to look at. Yeah. He's not a great. I don't know how else to describe Mickey Mouse, but like Donald Duck, his outfit's cool. Walk like this. I can do a better one, but I'm not gonna try.
But
Goofy's my favorite. He's better than Mickey Mouse.
I was just gonna say, I was like, Goofy's your favorite. Donald's my favorite out of like the Fab Five.
Fab Five.
Yeah, they're called like the Fab Five.
Are they really called the Fab
like
Five? I think they took that from like Chris Webber, Michigan, and Jalen Rose and them.
Maybe. Mickey.
Who do you think would win, that Fab Five or like Chris Webber and Jalen Rose and Juwan Howard and them? Basketball game.
Well, I guess the basketball players would probably win.
But you also think that Donald Duck is more superior than Mickey Mouse?
I think he is, yeah.
But we're talking like character-wise. Like we're not talking like monumental as like an icon, because clearly Mickey Mouse is.
Well, that's
so if you're just looking at Mickey Mouse character and taking Donald Duck, I think if we did a poll, I think majority would say Donald Duck's a more significant character, well, not a more significant character, but more intriguing, interesting, fan favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, next one. This one is kind of blasphemy. This is, some girl said that yoga pants should be for yoga only.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, we might be biased on this one, but I'm trying to think that maybe yoga pants weren't even made for yoga.
Yeah, I
don't think they were. So, I mean, I'm pledging for all the guys and probably girls that we don't want the yoga pants only seen on the yoga mat.
I think that's like, what if guys could only wear tank tops at the gym? That's like saying, it's like me, or
well, it does have yoga in the word.
Yeah, but sweatpants can only be
when you sweat,
which makes no sense. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's just a bad take. That's
what I
mean? A hot take. That's a hot take. That's what that is. That's literally a hot take. Like,
that's
like a hot. Get you. Come on, little Johnny, go to bed.
I would rather
turn off Adult Swim. Go to bed, little Johnny. Yoga pants are off limit. Yo, they banned yoga pants from our middle school. Remember that?
Was it a middle school? Yeah, it was middle school.
Middle school. They literally banned yoga pants.
It was part of the dress code where they said, no tank tops and no yoga pants, and because it was like distracting.
That's a whole nother tangent that we could get on, but. Let's go to the next one.
Next one. I would rather spend more time eating than having sex.
You would?
This is it's a hot take.
I would rather spend more time eating than having sex.
I feel like more people do, because
I do, I think.
If you're not having sex 3 times a day, then you're eating more than you're having sex already. So
I think sex addicts would even choose eating. How many of this population of the world do you think are sex addicts?
Probably a good amount. I think now,
like 30,
because of the internet and like the accessibility to stuff.
Well, that's not. Would you consider someone who
Yeah, I would.
Is a sex addict?
Yeah, if you're constantly watching.
Like, you don't have to actually have the activity or do the activity.
I think it's part of it. Have you ever seen the movie Don John?
Yeah, it's about how he has like an obsession with his computer.
No, well, it's like porn and stuff.
Yeah, I never watched it that specific reason.
He's in a porn addict kind of thing. It's crazy.
Do you think he would prefer to have pizza instead of?
I don't think so. No, I think
there's who's the main actor in that? Someone big, right? Is Scarlett Johansson in that somehow? No. I know she's not the main actor.
No, she is. What's his name?
The dude that did Parenthood.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, I don't really know who that is.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So I think we'd rather eat. We can eat while having sex. That's pretty cool.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, man.
2 fish, 1 hook. Knock them out.
2 fish, 1 hook.
All right, next one is that marriage is a scam. This sounds like someone would say this hot take if they didn't have a successful marriage.
I agree.
I feel like they're like, yo, my marriage didn't work out. Marriage is a scam.
That's my hot take. Yeah, that's one of those things where I feel as though that's like saying the government controls all. But I don't think marriage is a scam. I think weddings are a scam.
Weddings are like the fact that you have to go through the ceremony in order to be declared together?
No, I think the idea of like having a large, expensive wedding in America is a scam.
I don't think that's a scam because people actually want to do that. I think.
Yeah,
Like
but
college, you could say college is a scam.
it is.
But most kids, I guess most kids want to go to college.
Yeah, well, they want to have a 4-year vacation to party and drink and have fun and escape the real. And it's literally
So wait, tell me how you think weddings are scams if people want to have weddings and they like you don't think you're gonna enjoy your wedding?
no. I think I would.
So
but
how's that a scam?
I think the idea of having a large scale wedding
Well, it's-
with 150 people that I'm just paying for their meal.
So you're saying like the normalization of a wedding is a scam
the idea,
because people have small weddings.
yeah, but the idea of like wanting a large scale wedding is a scam.
I guess yes. So married, but isn't there like a whole you have to sign documents in order to like once you get married you sign documents. So I
Yeah.
guess maybe she's going that route where it's like you get a divorce like Jeff Bezos. We were talking about Bo Burnham's
Okay.
new documentary that you watched or whatever special, and he has like a Jeff Bezos thing.
Yeah.
So like the scam, as in like he had to get married. He didn't have to get married, but the whole act of marriage. And then he almost loses, I don't know how many, he lost millions, right? Because of divorce. So maybe she's like
billions.
thinking that marriage is a scam because of the outcome when shit goes wrong.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Just like the tie and marriage in general, this like fake idea of like love that if you already have love, like why is it important to get actually married? You know what I mean?
Yeah, feel that. Next one.
In the future, everyone is going to have naked photos on the internet, and we are just going to have to deal with it.
At first, I kind of laughed at this guy, but he's got a good point. Like, doesn't like Snapchat or like, don't they like store your pictures?
There's definitely a huge Snapchat database with naked
Like
pictures
everyone's just naked.
galore.
Galore. So then it's just gonna get like leaked on the internet. It's funny to think about things like that because Dave Portnoy had that sex tape leaked
Yeah,
of
well,
like with his girl,
a few times.
or not his girl. Like he has a new girlfriend now, but it was like the video, and they both don't know how it got leaked. Like that's mind-boggling to me. So like, how does that even come about? I mean, obviously, something like the girl or someone could be lying and put it out for publicity and stuff like that. But like the vibe I kind of got from both of them was like that wasn't the objective.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So like, how did like that's kind of scary.
Well, a lot of the time is too like if you delete a photo, right? So you take a nude photo of yourself, right? You're trying to look good.
Whoa, kid show.
There you
Little
go.
Johnny, Adult Swim, turn it off, go to bed.
And it, it might get stored in the cloud.
It's in the cloud,
And
bro.
even if you delete it and then delete it again out of your like, even if you delete something, a lot of times it goes to then your like deleted folder, which stays there for another 60 days. Which, that photo might already be in the cloud and might already be somewhere like,
So don't pop the clouds because there's just gonna be a naked pictures falling out.
there you go. So make sure your cloud is good and you never know.
Hold on, I was gonna say something about the naked pictures. And another thing that's scary about it is that there's very good hackers out there now.
Oh,
like
yeah.
cyber hackers. Like if you're a sex addict and you're good at cyber hacking, you could probably hack away.
Yeah.
Okay, little Johnny's had enough. Next one. Oh, this one is I heard this one, and I was like, I wonder how Paul's gonna react to this. So a hot take is that white male actors all look the same. Do you feel that way?
It depends on how you feel
I feel like at first I was like, she's crazy, but then I was thinking about like they all kind of have the same body type.
I think if you're looking at a male,
Certain genres.
yes.
So you have the funny guys that tend to be a little fat,
yes.
and then you have like the superheroes are cut, and like the thrillers are the same body type. Like, is that kind of like planned out that way?
Well, that could be the idea of like
Well, obviously you don't want a fat Superman.
No, but like type it's called typecasting where if you're looking for a lead in your romantic comedy, you're gonna pick the guy who's like, who looks like he would be on The Bachelor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So they're all gonna have that look to them. If you're trying to pick, a lot of times like in a comedy, like a duo, there's what's called a straight man and called like a funny man, and usually the comedy only works if one of the guys is funny. If they're both like really, really funny, they won't like mesh well together and they'll kind of bounce. And
That's why this podcast is good, because I'm really, really funny. And
Okay, and I'm just dull.
yeah, just bouncing off. That's the thing, right? Life's a party. Life's always a party.
But that's the idea where like if you're in a buddy comedy movie, there's a movie, I don't know why I just thought of this, but what's it? I don't know.
Eddie Murphy?
I don't know what it's called, but it had Robert Downey Jr. in it and like Zach Galifianakis. Was it called? It was like a road trip or like a Due Date. I think it was called Due Date, and it was like where Robert Downey
That's
Jr.
not Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Due Date.
That's the dude from Horrible Bosses. Pretty sure.
No,
Okay.
I don't know what movie it is, but there's this movie with it's Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis, and like Robert Downey Jr. can be funny, he can be very witty, like he is in Iron Man. But this idea of like Zach Galifianakis is, he's the funny man, and being though Robert can be like very straight and his comedy and like humor is a little dry, it bounces off really well and makes for this great dynamic. So I mean, I could see where based on like what type of movie you're watching, the male can look the same.
Right. And you also don't want a 350-pound Spider-Man climbing walls.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty evident.
Next one was from a girl. She said, I think taking a shit at 3 a.m. is the best time to take a shit.
This is a hot take that I don't agree with.
I think any time where you have to poop is a good time to poop,
Not 3 a.m. Because, like, if you get... All right, so say 3 a.m, you're most likely getting up in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Walking to the bathroom, and most likely you have stomach problems. If you're shitting at 3 a.m., you got some issue going on. You might have had Applebee's boneless wings the night before. That sounds like a personal situation. But if you're pooping at 3 a.m. and you're exhausted, you're sitting there on the pot like, I don't want to be here right now. It's like, oh, my God, like, I'm just flowing out the butthole. And I need to go to bed, and this is wasted hours that I should be sleeping.
It's
not
worst.
a good, enjoyable time.
No.
And then it starts coming in the toot. This is getting really personal.
That's the worst time.
Then it's 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's 6 a.m.
And you're just having a terrible night.
So you like pooping at 3 a.m.?
No, I don't. I think that's a bad... I think
you take back your answer after that scenario?
No, I never said it was a good time.
You said any time where you could poop is a good time. I'm pretty sure you said that.
During normal... operation hours of being
during
awake.
9 to 5 my shift, that's a good time to take a shit.
Absolutely. During work is the best time.
All right, next one. This one is really good. I like this one. So spoons are too small for cereal. This is a pretty good take.
I don't really eat cereal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you don't eat cereal.
No, I don't really eat cereal.
One thing, like, what I do is, like, I don't really eat breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast guy, but when I have breakfast, it's cereal, and I do put a shit ton of like Frosted Flakes in my bowl, where it's almost at the point where it's like overflowing the bowl. So I understand where like a small spoon could be frustrating and you want a bigger spoon so you can eat it faster. But then at the same time, I'm sure people enjoy the act of eating cereal. Like they enjoy sitting at the table with a newspaper eating cereal. Like it's a hobby almost. It's like eating popcorn. It's almost like a hobby.
Yeah, I think...
You don't want to eat that faster. You want to enjoy it in the moment.
Yeah, I think the proportion size of a spoon is just to make sure that you're not choking on your food. I think there was definitely some scientific fact in there of how big to make the spoon, how big to make the fork, and I think it's just to make sure you eat at a good speed. If you want to buy a bigger spoon, you could probably buy one online. Just go buy one.
Then you need a bigger bowl.
Yeah, just go buy one.
And then you're gonna be the 350-pound Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one? We got 3 left.
Reality TV is just as good as any documentary. I don't agree with that.
I agree 100%.
Why? How do
I
you agree?
love reality TV. All my favorite shows are reality TV, and I know it can be scripted, but at the same time, it's pretty interesting. I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I'm not saying
I
it's
love
not
The
interesting.
Hills. I love Jersey Shore. Siesta K. We keep rolling. I love reality shows, and I think they deserve a little bit more respect than they get. Because I love my fair share of documentaries as well, but I think they deserve a little more respect.
I'm not saying they're not good. I think they're fine, but as a documentary, so this is what I'm confused with. Are we just comparing like what is better?
No, I think it's that she thinks that documentaries are up here and reality shows are down here when she thinks that they should almost be like kind of level.
Okay.
So do you think reality TV shows deserve the bad rap that they're getting, or do you think they should be a little bit more praised a little bit?
I think it's all preference. I mean,
like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I saw a TikTok that went viral the other day. You probably saw it, where it was something about like the cookies. Her mom made cookies, and it's this girl that pretends to be Kim Kardashian and Kourtney, and she makes a big deal about how her mom made cookies. She's like, "I told you not to make me cookies because I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna lose my public figure, and now I'm gonna be a bad reputation of my body." Like that kind of reality TV is annoying. Like I get that.
No, I mean
documentaries are great though.
I think so there's something like more modern type of documentaries I really enjoy. Like I watched the documentaries on like the Fire Festival.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really cool documentaries out there. I think documentaries get a bad rap because I think a lot of people assume they're boring and associate them with like history documentaries that we were, forced to watch in high school and middle school and like watch in school and be bored with. Where documentaries in general, if you're just telling a really good story, find documentaries that are about subjects that you enjoy. And I think documentaries are great. So I don't know. I think
they're both great because what people love in today's world is just watching them do simple shit.
Oh, yeah.
There's a dude on TikTok that's famous. We talk about TikTok a lot. He literally goes to Dunkin' Donuts, goes through the drive-thru, doesn't say any words. He puts the camera in his passenger seat, pays the lady, and drives off. Like, it's just him ordering Dunkin' Donuts. He doesn't say anything to the camera, doesn't do anything unnecessary to the worker. Literally just goes through the drive-thru, and he gets millions of like. People love to see what people do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's why documentaries are so good, and that's why reality TV shows are so good. But then I guess why they get a bad rap is because reality TV shows are a little more fluffed, I guess. But they're both good. What's your favorite documentary? Or like one of?
Throw me on the spot. I have no clue.
Like what kind of genre?
I really like
sports documentaries are good.
Yeah. Oh, like what's it called?
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance was that's an amazing sports documentary.
Oh,
where you go back and look
Studio. You gotta watch that one. You gotta get you on that one. Studio 51, the nightclub in New York during like the AIDS pandemic.
Okay.
And it was like almost like a crack house, and it got busted. I gotta send you that. It's crazy. It's good.
There was a documentary about Area 51 I really liked on Netflix a couple of years ago. If you just look up Area 51 on Netflix, you'll see it's like one of the first ones. But that was he's like an ex-FBI agent, and he was exposing secrets about Area 51.
Dude, I love documentaries.
Yeah, see, like there's so many cool aspects.
It's not just George Washington.
Correct.
On a stand-up with Ben Frank. Even though they probably never did that. All right, next one. This one really grinds my gears. And it is that I really like candy corn. That was somebody's hot take. I hate it. Paul actually likes it.
I love candy corn, man. You gotta love... candy corn is a desired taste.
No, it's not. It's shit. Actually, it's the worst candy out there.
It's such a good candy. Can I have it year-round? No. But will I devour a full bag...
Here's the question.
In September or October? Yeah, I'll devour 2 bags.
You're trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
You go to a door, ding, 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 trick-or-treat. You do a trick. You want a treat.
Okay.
Lady goes, here's a full pack of candy corn.
Yeah.
Or here's one Reese cup. One single Reese cup, not double. Which one you pick?
I'll say, hey, do you have any more bags of candy corn? Because I'll take all of them.
But that doesn't answer my question. So you're taking the big-ass bag of candy corn over a Reese cup?
Yes.
You are nuts, dude.
Dude, you're nuts. You're getting a full bag or half
of shit.
No, you're getting a full bag of candy. I'm going to take it 110 times.
I feel like that should be a poll.
Yeah.
Who would take a Reese cup over a bag of candy corn?
We can make it a poll.
No one likes candy corn, dude.
Last one we have here is icing is better than the actual cake. I'm a huge fan of cake. I like different types of cake. The only cake
yoga pancake.
That all time. I got some cake. That's what
dude,
we do.
I need to say something that has nothing to do with this segment.
What?
I need to say I saw something where I saw a TikTok, of course, that the song "Umbrella" by Rihanna, means like a lady's cooter.
How?
You can hang under my umbrella, Ella, Ella, A. Like you can hang under my umbrella.
I mean, I guess.
Cause like. I think it's like wet.
I think that's something. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would be interested.
And she's like calling her thing an umbrella. I think that's what it was. And I'm like, I was shocked.
Something that we have to look more into.
Literally.
But we'll see.
Well, what were you saying? Oh, ice is better.
Icing is... The hot take was icing is better than the actual cake. I feel like ice... I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to take the icing out of the drawer and like eat it with a spoon.
That's disgusting. That's probably where you learned to love candy corn. Was candy corn in that drawer as well?
No, it was
probably.
Not, no.
I hate icing. My mom used to make cupcakes for my class. You know how you get like you bring in like treats for your class and you bring like cupcakes in or stuff. She made like these ice cream cone cupcakes, and she would get ice cream cones and put cupcake batter in it.
Yes.
But she would only put half icing, half non-icing. because I prefer no icing.
You would just eat.
I'll just eat the cone and the cake batter.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not, dude.
Why would you not?
I don't like icing. I eat around the icing when I eat cake, and I don't even really like cake that much.
So here's the thing: as I get older, the icing is very sweet, and I get it. But if you're eating, like that's like eating ketchup without a French fry.
That's
Like you're just licking. You're just like
no
eating the ketchup.
No, icing's the accessory to the cake.
Yeah, just like
The
ketchup.
cake is the cake batter is the main part,
Yes.
not the icing. So it's like you're eating the French fry without the ketchup.
No,
Yes, because is the French fry not the main source?
That is the
and
main
the ketchup is the accessory.
the cake. Yeah, and the cake is the main source.
Yes, and I'm eating the main source.
You're eating just the icing.
No, I'm eating just the cake.
Oh no, that's fine then.
Yes.
I thought you were taking. You were taking.
No, you're doing that. You're going into the drawer.
I thought
I'm
you-
telling Debbie, your mom,
I thought you were
hide the
taking.
candy corn, hide the icing in the drawer. Paul's been
Dude.
sneaking around watching Adult Swim
You were
past
gonna.
nighttime.
You were gonna take the ice. You were gonna take the ice cream cone and just put icing on there. I was like,
no.
I was about to be like,
No,
you're
eat the cake.
disgusting.
I'll even if there was no more left with just icing, I would take a napkin and wipe the icing off and eat the.
Okay.
All right, so before we get out of here, we want to touch on a couple theme park news
Okay.
because we're kind of in that Disney theme park movies. It's all one.
Yeah, it's our
Bud
entertainment.
Light,
Drinking
candy
Bud Light,
corn,
everything.
Butts.
Umbrellas.
umbrellas. What's under her umbrella? Yoga pants. It all falls in the one category, life's a party category.
Yeah.
So the first updated news that's coming out is that fireworks are returning to Disney next month, which is exciting, Paul, but I really don't know much about it. So why did they take it away? Because COVID?
Yeah, so the idea of when Disney reopened after COVID, well, they were open during COVID, but when they reopened the parks after the closures, they kept away their fireworks shows and their parades. Because basically when you do a parade or a fireworks show, it's a huge gathering place, right? Like if we did the fireworks show by the castle, everyone is kind of like gathered in front of the castle to watch the fireworks. Same with if you watched illuminations at Epcot, like everyone would be gathered around the lagoon. So to make sure that people didn't gather, they took away those like huge things like the parades or the fireworks show. So
And that's a big part of Disney. Like fireworks and parades are arguably the best parts about Disney because even the little kids can't go on all the rides. So like the shows and the parades and the fireworks is what keeps them going.
I think those two things are what really separate Disney from other parks, where it's like, you know, you're not going to Six Flags to see a parade. Like they don't have parades. You know what I mean? Like, or obviously fireworks are super expensive. So like Disney,
I think it was like $45,000 to $50,000 for every show.
that's crazy.
Every single show that Disney does, firework wise, is like $40,000 to $50,000 worth.
So I know that was a thing where when they were talking about reopening the parks, it's like how long do you think they'll go without doing fireworks? Because honestly, it was saving them a lot of money. And because of COVID, they lost during the closure, it was like $11 billion.
Their stock was going down, so they were obviously struggling.
Yeah.
That might have played a factor on why they had to turn it off too, or maybe not.
Maybe it was definitely something like budget wise was like, okay, like how long can we keep this up? Like, do the fans really care? And it was kind of a thing where
So it was like we need to push this to the forefront to try and get these fireworks shows because we're actually to believe it or not, Disney's probably hurting.
yeah, it was good. I mean, they were doing these, but they were also doing these things with parades. Like they were doing this thing called a cavalcade.
Cavalcade?
Yeah. So
The hell was that?
instead of a parade with 12 floats, right, in like a orderly fashion at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock and all that stuff, right? They were like actual times where Disney was doing these random character cavalcades is what they were calling them. So randomly, maybe Mickey Mouse comes out on like a cool car and he's driving the car, right?
He ain't got no cool car. Donald Duck got the cool car.
Yeah. So it was that idea where it was random. So you couldn't gather. You couldn't plan to be somewhere.
And people who go to Disney who can't plan probably go nuts.
Yeah. So that was just a thing where it was like cool because you could randomly see the characters out and about in the parks without any times, and they weren't meet and greets, like they were different. They were just kind of in Animal Kingdom they were doing these things called, instead of a cavalcade, they were calling it a flotilla, where Animal Kingdom has this river going through it, right? So what would happen was they would put Pocahontas on this boat, this float, and she would, they would have someone drive the boat and she would wave to everybody. And it was kind of cool because it was it gave some different type of life to Disney where the characters were almost living there.
They should have got Goofy on an elephant.
Yeah, it would have
That
been
would have
perfect.
been pretty gnarly. Like Donald Duck with the monkeys.
Yeah.
Donald Duck fighting a monkey.
But it's pretty cool. Disney's got fireworks. They just announced it, and they're going to be starting this like 4th of July. Or the
July
first,
1st.
Yeah, the first week of July.
Nice. All right, what's the next theme park news?
Something that we slightly talked about here on the show before was Universal and their new theme park, Epic Universe. So Universal is building a new park down in Orlando called Epic Universe. It'll be their third gate, or like fourth gate, kind of, if you count Volcano Bay, which they do. So it'll be their fourth full park. But
it sounds like a big drop.
Yeah,
like sounds like this is like something they're like excited. Because I think they almost compared it as if, like, this is finally a park at Universal that can compete with Disney World, where people can now come to Universal for a week. Like, when people go down to Florida, they go to Disney for a week. They go to Disney Park for 6 days, and they reserve a day to go to Universal. So I guess this is, like, kind of like building the bridge to where it's like people come to Florida to come to Universal for a whole week instead of just a day.
Yeah, I think the difference because Universal has 2 parks in the same spot, and that you can kind of do them in the same day. You know, if you get a 2-park hopper, and you can they're right next to each other, so you can walk there. But if you do,
bless you,
if you do add a third theme park,
you can hand under my umbrella.
Oh my god! If you add a third theme park that you have to drive to or take a bus to or whatever, that's going to take up a good portion of your day, and you won't be able to do this. But it is, it's going to expand the Universal Orlando Resort. It's called Epic Universe because they were making this kind of joke and this push at Disney that they have like Galaxy's Edge or like this. A Star Wars land or a Toy Story land, and they're like, what's bigger than a land? A universe.
I do.
So it's like, hey, so they're going to be there. This park is just going to have huge universes, and I think it is going to be similar to Islands of Adventure, where Islands of Adventure has islands, and they're lands that are dedicated to a certain IP, like Jurassic Park or Harry Potter. Or
what is
Marvel.
that IP?
Intellectual property.
Okay.
So like Harry Potter is an intellectual
designated
property.
area.
Yeah.
Kinda?
Yeah.
So what are they going to be able to build content wise at this what is it, Epic Universe?
So Epic Universe,
they can only build certain things based off certain movies and stuff, right?
Certain IPs. So that idea where if you go and you look at the concept art they haven't really announced anything, but if you look at the concept art that Universal put out, your ideas for lands or universes are going to be Super Mario Land, which they built one in Japan.
That'd be fun.
So we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're going to have Super Mario Land. You're going to have a Universal Monsters Land, which is basically like the Mummy and Frankenstein's monster and Dracula and all these old Universal monsters that they have property of. A Wizarding World Land, which is going to be themed to Fantastic Beasts. So they have 2 Harry Potter lands at their other parks, and this one is supposed to go towards Fantastic Beasts. How to Train Your Dragon is a very big property.
My girlfriend just watched that, and she said it's like one of the best movies.
It's such a good DreamWorks
probably have
property.
to watch it. Secret Life of Pets. I like that movie because why my boy Kevin Hart's in it.
Yeah, he is. He's Snowball. He's the bunny.
I think that they can make a good ride out of that.
So
Secret Life of Pets.
They did just open a brand new Secret Life of Pets ride in Universal Hollywood.
Did they?
And then I see on here too, Despicable Me. They have a Despicable Me ride in Universal Studios Park. But they did just they are building a Minions land in Universal. I don't know. It's in China. I don't know if it's Hong Kong or if it's Shanghai. It's one of those, but it's Universal Hong Kong, I think, that they're building Despicable Me Minion Land, which is pretty dope.
Now, Disney's not allowed to build Secret Life of Pets or How to Train a Dragon rides?
No, because they don't own those properties.
Okay.
Right? So it's Universal owns Fast and Furious, and they own Jurassic Park.
Is there a Fast and Furious ride?
Yeah, in studios.
Is it pretty good?
No, I
Is
heard
it Fast and Furious?
I heard it's terrible, actually.
How do you make a bet? If you put so much money and time in the 12 movies, you think it'd make a good ride out of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
All right. And our last news, Paul knows way more about this than I do. It is the Space 220 is a restaurant based off of what, though? What is it based off of?
So
Space 220, that's the restaurant one it's called?
That's what it's supposed to be.
But it's more of it's more of I was gonna say transaction. That's not what it was. It's what's it called? Attraction.
Yeah.
So it's an attraction restaurant.
Yes. So Disney is building a restaurant called Space 220, and this will be in Epcot by Mission Space, and right next to, in between that and Test Track. And this is an idea that it's a very like immersive restaurant where you're supposed to be as if you are eating in outer space. And it's called Space 220 because it's supposed to be 220 feet up or 220 miles up into the Earth's atmosphere. So
I don't know if I like that.
So that's the
I
idea.
just, my hot dogs just flying. My chicken tenders are just floating across the other table.
But you
Excuse
will,
me, sir, your hot dog's over here.
yeah, it's a cool different concept. You're gonna walk into the restaurant, and that instead of windows, it's gonna be huge screens that give this perspective as if you are looking down onto Earth, and that you are in the space station, eating 220 miles above Earth, which is pretty cool.
That's a really creative and cool concept. It's very interesting. I don't know if I fuck with it, but
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really cool things. This restaurant has been in development for years. It was supposed to come out a couple years ago.
Oh, you said it got delayed.
Dude, it got massively delayed. It was supposed to come out. People were thinking it was going to come out in February last year. So it was like February of 2020. So like 220. But it never came out. And then COVID hit and all this stuff. And they were having issues with like hiring a chef because it's run by the Patina Group, which is an outside a company that manages a lot of Disney's restaurants. So there was a lot of issues, but it's supposed to open very soon. As I said, this is a new restaurant, Epcot. Epcot is known for their food, with drinks around the world and all the different like pavilions and the countries and food and that kind of thing. So I think it'll add a cool different element of food in a restaurant to Epcot.
I'm gonna stick with eating my dinner on Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not going up 220 miles to eat. I'm staying right here.
Okay. Well, that is our show. We gave you some drinking, we gave you some Disney theme park news, and we gave you some hot takes. Very a good,
Very life of party show.
Yeah, that was a very life's a party show, and we gave you some taste testing. It was these Coors Seltzers, orange cream pop.
Check them out. They're banging.
Definitely grab yourself one. We're gonna eat some more. Right?
Tell your girl to wear yoga pants. Look into the song Umbrella by Rihanna. Get into the details of that.
And
Little Johnny, why are you still awake? Go to bed, little Johnny. God, I told him 4 times to go to bed. All right.
And that's our show. So appreciate you guys listening.
We're back on TikTok.
We are back on TikTok. We took a little break. I've been busy.
Paul got arrested.
No.
He got arrested. We had nobody making TikTok, so I was like, oh, shit, we got to go on a little break here. But we're back.
Yeah, I was busy with my other business doing some photo shoots. So now we're back. We're killing it on TikTok. Follow us.
Porn photo shoots.
Stop it.
I'll let you wrap it up.
Follow us on TikTok.
No, a kid show.
Instagram, at Life's a Party Pod. Thanks for listening. Give us a 5-star review on Spotify, and follow us on YouTube if you haven't already. Thanks for listening, as always.
Music. Take us out. Later.